Hello friends! In today's video I want to sit and chat about everything wedding related. I know that when I was engaged I loved sitting and listening to these kind of longer form videos where I could just like turn it on, do my laundry, do my makeup, and just kind of listen to a chatty video with some videos and clips and pictures mixed into the video. I loved an easy listen. So this is gonna be that video where I'm just gonna chit chat about the bridal shower, the bachelorette party, the day of the wedding, living together, all the things. It's gonna be jam-packed with lots of information, lots of pictures, and I hope that you enjoy it. I've got my cup of coffee here. We've got our candle sitting in front of this beautiful stone fireplace that my husband built. It's stunning, and so I figured that would be a perfect spot to sit and have some girl chat. So let's start with the bridal shower. I had the bridal shower a month before the wedding, which was so nice because it gave me time to finish my registry, know really what I wanted, because if you've watched this channel for a while, you know that I like to kind of be on the more minimal side of things, and so I knew that everything that I had on the registry I wanted to be stuff that I would actually use and that we would actually need, and not just random gifts that I would get tired of in 2 seconds. So it gave me time to prep and prepare for that, but it was also close enough to the wedding where I didn't just have this pile of presents and pile of things in my house for like 3 months. So it was perfect. We had the bridal shower at my parents' house, and when I say that it was so dreamy, oh my goodness, it was so dreamy. The weather was perfect. It was actually so lucky because right after the shower ended, this huge thunderstorm rolled in, and it was dumping rain and thunder and lightning and drenched everything out. But literally as the first raindrop came down, we were just bringing inside the last table. So it was perfect timing, and during the shower it wasn't too hot, but it was kind of balmy, and there was blue skies and these beautiful thunder heads, and you can kind of hear the thunder in the distance, but it just was so dreamy. I'll put some pictures in. The theme was She's Off the Market, and so it was a farmer's market theme, which was just such a cute idea. So there was checkered tablecloths everywhere and food that you would get at a farmer's market, so like little sandwiches and little fruit cups, and it was beautiful, and it was so fun to get a little bit dressed up. I had my wedding hair trial that day, and so I got to have like my wedding hair, so I felt like my hair was beautiful. I got a nice dress from a company called Worth Collective. Really like their stuff. It was just so fun to be there with all the women that I love and to be celebrated. Like, I think if I've learned anything from this wedding process, it is that letting people celebrate you and celebrate with you and love you is vulnerable and kind of hard at times, but if you embrace it and let people bless you, it is so amazing and so special and such a beautiful way of experiencing love. And this whole season of getting married has just been a whole season of embracing the people in my life loving me and blessing me and celebrating our love, and it's just been really special. So fast forward a couple weeks, actually 4 days before the wedding, we ended up doing a bachelorette dinner. I didn't really want to do like an overnight thing. I feel like that's a really popular thing to do right now. People will do like a trip to a nearby city or do like a weekend thing. Or, I mean, the classic thing is you go out to bars and drink a lot. And, but as someone that doesn't drink, bachelorette parties can be a little uneventful. So having a bachelorette dinner was so perfect because it still got to kind of scratch that itch of having a bachelorette party and getting to celebrate with my friends. And it was so fun. They decorated the house with all sorts of little like bachelorette goodies and had streamers and balloons and all sorts of fun little gag gifts sort of stuff everywhere. And we ended up going out to dinner at a really nice restaurant and had an amazing dinner. And then we went back to my best friend's house and had presents and some dessert and some snacks over her house and played some games. And it was just so fun. It was so fun to get a little dressed up again and feel a little bit twirly, a little bit sexy, and just get to celebrate getting married. And the whole week before the wedding was a ton of just obviously wedding related stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, it was stressful. I really set out at the beginning of when we got engaged, I really wanted to commit to, I don't want this to be a stressful process. I don't want to feel like we're more worried about the wedding instead of the marriage. I just want to enjoy the process and whatever happens, happens. And I feel like I was able to have that mindset all the way up until like a week and a half before the wedding. And when a week and a half before the wedding hit, it was hard. It was actually really hard. Mainly just because I'm not a party planner. And when you're organizing an event that, you know, a lot of people were invited to, like we had over 150 people RSVP. And when you're trying to organize, okay, like how do we get porta potties here? How do we get the food all set up? Where do we put the food? What time do I pick up the dress? What time, like there's just so many moving parts and so many different things happening. And thankfully I had people helping me. Like my mom was a huge help. She did so much. And I really feel like towards the end, she kind of took the baton because I was just like sitting in a corner like, we can't get married. I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away. And it was stressful. So thankfully, I think it was really helpful to have people that also knew what was happening, that I didn't have to like reiterate every single time something happened. Like they just knew, or they were in charge of certain things, and I didn't have to make sure that I think that's the biggest mistake that brides make, is if you are the only one that knows what's going on, then all the weight is on your shoulders, all the pressure is on your shoulders, and it's too stressful. It's too stressful, and you have to orchestrate everything. And I did not want to be that person that was orchestrating everything. And so that whole week and a half before was kind of stressful. And there were some things that went wrong. Of course, there's always stuff that goes wrong with the wedding. I got my nails done a couple days before the wedding, and they turned out really bad. They were like super thick and bumpy and lumpy, and they looked like animal claws. It was really bad. And we had dress drama. The first dress that I bought ended up getting ruined. sadly, by the seamstress. It was a whole thing. I got part of the money back from that, but it was definitely probably the most dramatic part of the wedding, I would say, was the dress debacle. But I ended up a couple weeks before the wedding finding a new dress, working with a new seamstress that was wonderful, that helped me fit into this new dress. And yeah, it was a little crazy. It was a little crazy, but thankfully I ended up loving the dress that I wore on the wedding day. It was beautiful. But then on the wedding day, I feel like all of the nerves and stress and anxiety that I was feeling before, especially the night before, I had a couple meltdowns that week, but especially the night before, I had a meltdown, and Marcus was feeling it too. He, kind of felt the same way of just feeling overwhelmed, and we had both worked so hard on getting the property ready, especially Marcus. Marcus worked his butt off getting the property ready for the wedding and making it look beautiful and finishing up all the projects that we had started for the wedding. And he was exhausted. I was mentally exhausted from wedding stuff and just feeling kind of nervous. And so the night before the rehearsal, we were both feeling it. The day of the wedding, I just kind of, you kind of have to let it go, and you have to, whatever happens, happens, and you just have to embrace it. And so that morning at 9 a.m., all my bridesmaids met me over at my cottage, and we went to a local bakery and got some breakfast. We got some baked goods. I bought a quiche. We got some coffee, and then we headed over to the venue, which was Marcus's house, and started getting ready at his house. And it was fun just getting ready together, and I could, hear all the excitement outside of people getting the table set up and the centerpieces and all the ribbon and tulle and flowers everywhere. And I was so surprised at how beautiful the wedding was, at how beautiful the house looked, the property looked. It just, if it was a wedding venue, it would have been my first pick. And it's so amazing that it was, our house, and all those memories from the wedding day we get to be at our wedding venue every day, and all the hard work that we put in for the wedding, we get to enjoy all that hard work every day, not just one day. And that's been so fun, and I was just so pleased with how everything turned out. I'm shaking. I'm in here by myself. Everyone's lined up, and I'm just waiting. And here I am making a YouTube video. I'm about ready to walk down the aisle. We are T-minus 2 minutes away. I had no idea how special it would be to have all of our family and friends there at our home celebrating with us and having a big party, a big feast, and celebrating what God has done in our life. It is just, I was so amazed. I'm so thankful that so many people were able to come. I'm so thankful that the people that were involved in both of our lives all growing up were there to celebrate in this huge milestone. It was so special. There was dancing and a lot of people danced. The food was amazing. We had a family friend offer to do all the food for free. We just had to pay for the cost of the food, but he had a whole team of people and they all volunteered, and I was just so amazed by people's generosity and willingness to help and willingness to jump in, and that was such a gift. That was such a gift to Marcus and I. And I've been so surprised too, since we've been married and since we've made those vows and, you know, committed our life to each other. I'm so surprised at how it made such a difference in our relationship. I didn't really think it would feel that different, I guess, but the amount of comfort that I feel with him now and security and feeling like I can just be myself and be open and crack a joke, and yeah, I feel so much more comfortable with him and so much more connected with him than I used to, and than I did before the wedding. And we had a great relationship before the wedding. We had a great, wonderful, healthy relationship, but I just feel like getting married enhances that even more, way more than I expected it to. And living together has done the same thing, and it has just been so amazing and such a blessing, and really, truly such a dream come true that it's crazy to think about. Not even a year and a half ago, I was living in my parents' trailer in their backyard, single, and trying to figure out my life and moving into the cottage, working on the cottage, learning how to do construction. And it is just so crazy how fast your life can change and how God answers prayers and how God shows up. And it's been mind-blowing. It's truly been mind-blowing to be sitting in this house married to a man that I love so much, that fits with me so well, that is so fun to be married to, and that feels like a true companion and partner. It's incredible. It really is incredible. And I'm so thankful and so blessed. We wanted to keep our honeymoon as simple and affordable as possible. So we got to go to the lake, and one of Marcus's family friends owns a lake house at a lake near us. And so we got to go up into the mountains and do a ton of fishing, and slept in late and ate junk food and slept on the dock and just talked. And we were just together, and it was so fun and so relaxing and so sweet. I also wanted to mention that in the midst of all of the wedding excitement and wedding planning, the day before our wedding, on our rehearsal dinner day, my great-grandma turned 108 years old. So we did a little birthday party for her with all the family and celebrated her 108th birthday. And she was so excited about the wedding and so bummed that she couldn't come, and she wanted to hear all about it. And little did we know that she would end up going home to see Jesus just the day after the wedding. So I'm so thankful that we got to have that afternoon with her, where we all got to celebrate her and sing with her and love her before she went home. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. I once was lost, but now
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday, Grandma. We all love you.
We love you.
Pretty good between you two.
We're gonna let you go so you can go take a nap.
You betcha.
We love you.
Everybody loves you, Graham, very much.
You